first grade. Do you guys recognize this out here? Your playground. We're definitely missing you having you out here. But today we're talking about science, and what we're talking about happens up in our sky. I see some clouds in our sky where there are all different types of clouds that God has created in our world. And today I see just one kind of cloud up there in the sky. It's mainly sunny with a few wispy ones that are really high in the sky. Let's head on inside to our classroom to learn about 4 different types of clouds. Here we go.
All right, first grade. On day 2, when God created the world, He created the sky. And God said, let there be huge space between the waters. God called the huge space sky. There was evening, there was morning, and that was day 2. In our sky, God has created clouds. Well, what is a cloud? How did they get up there? What are those big white puffy things in the sky? Or sometimes low-hanging darker ones? Or ones that were really high in the sky like we saw today, those wispy ones? What is that made out of? Well, boys and girls, clouds are made of small little droplets of water. And next week, we're going to talk about the water cycle and how water continues to move in a cycle between going up in the sky to form our clouds, coming down as rain into our ground, and going back up again. But this week, we're going to talk about different types of clouds in our sky and how the water forms in different ways. So we're going to talk about 4 different types of clouds. So take a look at these next 2 different types on all the different clouds you might see in the sky. Looking at this world God has created, how beautiful were those clouds in all different types, and how creative is God with the way He's designed and created just the sky in our world for us to enjoy and see His creation. So here are the 4 different types we're going to talk about and do some hand motions with today. So the first kind, the kind that you saw outside today in the sky, were cirrus clouds. Here are a few different things that describe cirrus clouds. Now, Miss Sam has done a few different drawings, okay, but you can go outside and look as well in the sky. So our cirrus clouds, everyone say cirrus with me, they're really high in the sky. They're way, way up there in the sky. They look like you took a piece of cotton and stretched it all out. And they're wispy. They're the really high ones, not really thick, looks like you can kind of see through them, that are high in the sky, called cirrus clouds. The second type of cloud is called a stratus cloud. Can you say stratus with me? Stratus. Now our stratus clouds, they're not white like our cirrus. They are more gray in color. They're a little darker in color. And they look like big blankets that lay low in the sky. Oftentimes you can see over them. If you're driving up on a hill, you can look down oftentimes and see these stratus clouds down below. Now we have another word that we oftentimes call these stratus clouds, and that's called fog. When it's foggy, oftentimes in the mornings, are there low clouds that maybe it's hard to drive through when you're with mom and dad. It's kind of hard to see. Those are actually clouds. Fog is a type of cloud which is called a stratus cloud, and those are very low in the sky, oftentimes that we walk through in the mornings. Another type of our clouds is called a cumulus cloud. Can you all say cumulus? Our cumulus clouds, these are some of Miss Sam's favorite because these are the ones that create the really big standout shapes in the sky. Our cumulus clouds are the really big puffy ones. They are flat on the bottom and they change shapes, and they kind of sit in the middle of our sky. They're not really high like our cirrus, and they're not really low like our stratus. They're kind of right in the middle. They have a flat bottom, and then they're the big puffy shapes that go around the top that create. I love to look at the sky and picture different animals I might see or different objects that they may look like. Those are our cumulus clouds. And then the last type of cloud we're going to talk about are called our cumulonimbus, our biggest cloud word of all. Cumulonimbus. You say it with me? Cumulonimbus. And these are our huge mountains of clouds. Boys and girls, these cumulus clouds are our storm rain clouds. These are big and tall, often darker in color, and these are the clouds that bring all the rain. When we have rainy days here at school, these are the big clouds in the sky that let all of the rain out. So here are some of our hand motions for each of our different clouds that will help us to remember their name and what they look like. So our cirrus clouds are those high, stretched up way in the sky. So take your hands with me, hold them above your head, and I want you to go like this. High in the sky are our cirrus clouds, all stretched out. So cirrus clouds. Our stratus clouds were our fog, our low in the sky blankets of fog. So take your hands, put them down kind of at your hips, at your waist, and I want you to go like this, like you're smoothing out a blanket. These are our stratus clouds. So stratus clouds. Cirrus clouds, stratus clouds are our low blankets of fog, kind of gray in color. Then we have our cumulus clouds, our puffy ones that are really fun in the sky that change different shapes, but they're flat on the bottom. So our hand motion is going to be cumulus. I'm going to put you one hand flat like this, and on the other hand, you're going to just kind of curve an arch to make it look like it's big and puffy. So these are our cumulus clouds that are big and puffy, that are flat on the bottom. And then our last one, this is Miss Sam's favorite hand motion to do, and it kind of has a mouth, like a word to go with it. So our cumulonimbus are our really big storm rain clouds. So we're gonna go like this, cumulonimbus. Say it again with me, ready? Big arms. Cumulonimbus. Those are our big rain clouds. So we have cirrus, we have stratus, we have cumulus, and we have our cumulonimbus. All right, first grade, I hope you're doing this along with me at home. Now, I'm gonna do a fun activity using whipped cream, creating these different kinds of clouds. And I would love if you can do it with me with Mom and Dad's help. Here we go, check it out, boys and girls.
So we're gonna be using some whipped cream today. You can use whipped cream at home or shaving cream or any kind of big fluffy cream. Works great to make these clouds. So we're gonna first make our cirrus clouds, the ones that are high in the sky and look like stretched cotton, and they're wispy. So we gotta shake up the whipped cream, and we know they're high in the sky. So now that doesn't look super wispy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my fingers and I'm gonna stretch out this whipped cream, because it's taking those cirrus ones that are really wispy. They're not puffy. Cirrus are not puffy clouds, but we're gonna stretch them out. And we're gonna move them around here and stretch them out like they would look high in the sky. Some days we see our cirrus clouds way up there, and they look a little bit like this. Now we're gonna make our stratus clouds, still using my whipped cream, but our stratus clouds are the gray blankets that are low in the sky that look like that fog. So I'm gonna do something similar with our stratus clouds, but we're gonna make them lower. And then we said they were like the fog, they were gray. So I'm gonna take a little bit of gray paint, and I'm gonna kind of splatter it along here. And then I'm gonna use my fingers and I'm gonna kind of mix it in to make our foggy, low in the sky stratus clouds, the kind that you see maybe when you're driving to school in the morning. Those low gray clouds that make that fog. So they're kind of They're not big and puffy. They're not high in the sky. They're really low. You probably walked through them or driven through them before. Something like that is kind of what our stratus clouds are like, low in the sky. That's our fog. Next, we're going to make our cumulus clouds. These are some of Miss Dam's favorite. These are the puffy ones that are right in the middle of our sky, and they change different shapes, but they're flat along the bottom. So I'm gonna use my whipped cream and I'm gonna make some fun, big, puffy clouds in different shapes, making sure they're flat along the bottom. So I'm gonna go across. I might make maybe the letter M. Fill it in, maybe look like some mountains, maybe sometimes they're puffy in their own, maybe sometimes they might look like a smiley face. Different big puffy clouds in the sky that are flat along the bottom. These are our cumulus clouds, all white, big and puffy. And then last we have our cumulonimbus clouds. These are our big rain clouds. So we're gonna use our whipped cream and some of our gray paint today to make these clouds. So we know that on the bottom of the clouds, they're big and dark. That's where all the rain is. And slowly they start to get whiter at the top as the rain falls through the cloud down onto our earth. So I'm gonna start out with putting some of this on the bottom here. And then I'm gonna shake some of our gray on here to represent the rain and the cloud, our dark cloud here. I'm gonna mix this in a little bit. We're gonna make a big rain cloud, our big cumulonimbus. Now, if you don't have gray or black paint at home to mix in, you can use different spices if you want, just to represent a different color. All right, now we have kind of our gray on the bottom, and we're gonna make our big cumulonimbus cloud. These are the really tall ones way high up in our sky. So it's faded a bit gray on the bottom, we'll add a little bit more to show there's lots of rain. This is our cumulonimbus cloud. All right, I hope you enjoyed watching me use that whipped cream, making those different clouds. Send me some pictures. I want to see what you're doing at home. Take time each day, go out, see if you can identify what types of different clouds are in the sky each day. And see if you can do the motions to go along with them. Teach mom and dad what you learned today. All right, first grade, keep up the good work. We'll see you later.